Good afternoon, and call meeting to order. Welcome everybody, it's our special meeting. Glad to see everybody, that room is full of good people. Welcome everybody. We have a lot of hot topics today, and exciting critical for the community, for everybody. So good to see you all, welcome also county official as well. And Fox News, thank you lady. First on the agenda, special agenda, so we'll get to business right away. First we're going to talk to about the budget quick. Amended and adopted. For the amended budget, we'll go over general account revenue 1,834,000. That including some grant from Lake Liberty Park and sidewalk grant. On the adopted budget, we have, including 3% raise, we expect 1,272,000 for next year. Expenses. We'll go general government for adopted, for amended budget, 736,000, for adopted will be 295, minus the grants. 1 year salary for amended will be 666,000, 666,000 for adopted budget will be 663,000. Fire department for amended will be 141,000, for adopted will be 150,000. Street and sidewalk will be 120,000 and 70,000 for next year budget. Total expenses will be 1,672,000 for this for amended budget. For adopted budget will be 1,192,000. Net will be plus 161, and for next year plus 80, and the final balance will be 1,716 and 1,797 for next year. Then roadmap and road expenses for this year, 36 in, 24 expenses, 12,000 plus. Balance to 142,000. For next year, expecting 38,000 in, 38 out, very much even. Cemetery account amended in 7,000, almost 2,500 out, net 4,000, balance 69,000. For next year will be 5,800, 1,700 out. Balance will be 73,000. Alcohol, ABC account in 64 for this year. Next year expect the same amount. Out 57 and 45 respectively, and then balance total will be 39,000 for this year, 58,000 for next year. Tourism account, I guess we got look at that. Now let's go to the water account for this year. Revenue 1,805,000, that including grant. Money came from FEMA for the damage we had from the storm 2 years ago. For next year, we'll be expecting 1,200,000. Out will be this year 1,800,000. Next year 1,300,000. This year we had minus 8,000, and we covered from account that came from water department. Balance basically, we have plus $2,000. Next year we expect plus 131, and balance will be 131,000. Sewer, and for this year 1,135,000. And there's grant money included from sewer rehab, 189,000 that from sewer rehab 2 years ago. And adopted budget 920,000. Expected expenditure will be 1,069,000 for this year, 829,000 for next year. Expect balance plus 65 for this year, 91 for next year. Gas. This year, 1,207,000. Next year, 1,189,000. Expenditure will be 1,268,000, and next year, 1,132,000. Plus, will be for
this year will be almost 52,000 plus. Next year it's expected 48,000. This year we had to pay off FEMA, the guarantee of money for to repair the gas line as well. And that's something for all accounts. So, any question on that? Motion to approve the budget. Second. All in favor? Motion to approve the adopted budget. Second. All in favor?
Thank you. Good, now we get to the main
Subject.
Look at it. We know the situation is, we know we are in facing very difficult situation, difficult conditions. The drought has been going on for a long time. Started almost last summer, actually. Been dry. The fall was not even as bad. And the winter was even harder. We were hoping for spring rain, April, May, and that did not materialize. So basically we are in tough conditions, and we are trying to take some measures to prevent any further catastrophe or any further deterioration of our condition. We've been talking about the subject every meeting for the last 7 months. We've been asking the public concern. We know that we have the lake has been routed on a regular basis. And as of now, it's almost 15 foot low. That's very critical. Almost half of it is gone, basically. And we've been asking the public to conserve, to do their best they can. And we have not seen a whole lot of drop in the consumption. We're still about 1.2, 1.3 million gallons a day. It was 1.5, so we had a lot of leaks repaired and fixed. We're still looking for more. We found two more today, actually, we fixed them all. So with that, we had a meeting with the division, we called Frankfurt, we called the division of water. And we come down and we talk to you guys. They are the experts, we know what to do, and that was coming up. We had the first meeting also very much stressed about the importance of conserving. And we've been talking to the public on the radio, in the newspaper, and every single day. And we got to a point, we had some rain last few weeks, of course, we didn't have a whole lot. Every county, every city around us had 4 and 5 inches. We had 1 inch, and the second time we had 1 inch and 1 inch. So nothing too impressive, but we're to speak now. Regardless, we had a second meeting last week. And they went to check the lake, and we just had a full discussion. And it's time to act before we end up in a situation we can be in a reversible condition, basically. So the drought is the worst we had this actually in 130 years. So nobody witnessed anything like that in their lifetime. Nobody. And nobody expects Liberty to have that like that. We always have a beautiful lake, and that's able to be sufficient and take care of the entire county. All the needs were met by the lake. But I guess when the drought hits and the demand is high, then we'll fall short. With that said, the second meeting was very much a long discussion, and we decided it's time to declare emergency. Time to act and time to get the help. Get the help from the state and federal government, whoever can give us expertise and resources. We're a small community, but unable to fix the problem. Rain is maybe coming, hopefully will come, and then on we have to do our hard work and be responsible people. With that, will be a lot of restriction with the emergency. There will be a lot of things people can and cannot do. And there's no escape. Anybody violate will be issued basically fine. We'll talk about it shortly. So the situation is critical, and we are responsible people. Everybody has to do their part. It doesn't matter what young, old, everybody. The young people will have lockdown.
The older people, when I talk to them, they're fine with that. They've been through that, they know how to act, they know how to survive. The young ones, they're going to be a little bit different. But it's okay, they're all one community, a bunch of good people, and we work together. We will put the city and the county together. We cannot differentiate, we cannot say, okay, you have to do that, you have to. No, everybody in at the spot is one responsibility. And we cannot blame game. The blame game is what happened. What happened result of this 10 years ago, 15 years ago. That's nonsense. What happened? Nobody thought the city or the county would face a situation like that. Nobody. They said, why did you do that? Why nothing happened 10 years ago? Why did this happen? Why did this catalyst do it? That's all done when nobody thought any condition like that would be ever imagined. So now it's now time to solve the problem, to be responsible, not to say negative, not to be negative, have to be positive. There's only one thing, you have to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. If you're going to be part of the problem, I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to talk to you. That's one thing. And there's no nonsense here. Anybody who would speak nonsense will not be heard. You understand? So with that, we said that listen, what's going on? There's 4 stages. First, advisory. Second, alert. Third, emergency. And the 4th one is rationing. Rationing will be, the water will be cut off. We're not there yet. We're trying to avoid being in that stage. So we decide to declare emergency. So we can put the people on the spot. People have to conserve and have to be responsible, and they have to survive and go through it. Declaring emergency will require a lot of responsible things for it. Let me read this first. City of Liberty, Kentucky, and its surrounding region are experiencing severe and prolonged drought conditions, resulting in significantly reduced rainfall, declining reservoir levels, and increased stress in the city water supply system. And the continued drought condition threaten the availability of water necessary to protect public health, safety, welfare, and essential municipal services. The city water resources are critical to providing potable water, fire protection, sanitation, and other essential public services to residents, businesses, and institutions within the city of Liberty and surrounding service area. Conservation measures and emergency actions are necessary to preserve the remaining water supply and reduce risk of water shortage. Kentucky law and authority vested in the mayor of the city of Liberty authorized declaration of local state of emergency when conditions exist that threaten health, safety, and welfare of the community. With that, being a public servant of the city of Liberty, I do hereby declare that a local state of emergency exists within the city of Liberty due to extreme drought conditions.
Can you speak up a little bit? We can't hear you back here.
Okay. Therefore, I, the mayor and the public servant of the city of Liberty, Kentucky, do hereby declare that the local state of emergency exists within the city of Liberty due to extreme drought conditions. And this will be effective immediately. A local state of emergency is declared effective immediately upon execution of this executive order. All city departments shall take appropriate action necessary to conserve water resources and protect the city water supply infrastructure. Water conservation measures to help preserve the city water supply during this drought emergency. All residents, businesses, industries, and institutions served by the City of Liberty water system are encouraged to repair leaking plumbing, fixture, and water lines. Operate dishwashers and washing machines only when full. Take shorter showers. Eliminate unnecessary water use whenever possible. The following water uses are hereby prohibited within the City of Liberty water service area for the duration of this emergency declaration. Outdoor watering, including lawns, gardens, and landscaping. Filling or refilling swimming pools. Pressure washing of buildings, sidewalks, driveways, or other surfaces.
Operation of decorative water features including fountains, waterfalls, and this necessity to protect aquatic life. Vehicle washing, except at commercial facility that utilize water recycling system approved by the city. Washing sidewalks, driveway, parking lots, or other paved surfaces. Non-essential commercial water use, and any other non-essential use of water as determined by the mayor or designated city official. We also may issue additional directives, restrictions, or conservation measures as conditions warrant to protect the city water supply and ensure continued delivery of essential services. City officials are authorized to coordinate with the county, state, and federal agencies as necessary to address drought-related impacts and seek assistance available under applicable emergency management programs. This declaration remain in effect until further notice and may be amended, extended, or terminated by subsequent executive order. The City of Liberty encourages all residents and businesses to cooperate fully with conservation effort to help ensure adequate water supply for the community during this period of extreme drought. So this will be effective immediately, and we have to all work together, comply, and do the best we can. Our judge, you have something to say also?
We intend to make the physical court tomorrow, and I will also declare a state of emergency that endure years. I also intend to issue a burn ban to help with that water usage and comply and follow the lead of the city, since the bulk of our water does come from the city. Anyone on those on the city water system, or fed by the city water system, we follow the same outlines and guidelines as what you've imposed here in the city.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Right, we all have to work together, and we will actually.
We will work together. We will survive and make it just fine. Make it just fine.
And also to mention, I've already been in touch with Frankfurt, with the Division of Water, Energy and Environment, also the department being in touch with them. So the only energy and environment department communicating with the water department to see what our options, and there are, we can actually, we'll talk about that tomorrow, about feeding the lake through the river, from the river to the lake. We're looking into that already. We're studying that. So that's a serious project, and serious. That's very much our main way of salvaging or saving the lake, basically. And we are looking at that, and we'll be in touch with you first thing in the morning. Again.
We also, by declaring a state of emergency, we open up different resources that will become available from the state. The Emergency Management Director is already working closely with them, and we work to bring whatever resources we can to help alleviate this with some pumps and different things like that.
That's the whole purpose, just to get the state and federal government involved. And at the same time, people in a spot, in a position where they can see what's going on. So they can act responsibly and do what's need to be done. And something will make it. We'll make it. It's a tough, very unusual situation. We handled 30 years or something like that. We'll never see it again in our lifetime. But hopefully not anymore.
Randy, will your all declaration of emergency covers like the prohibitions and stuff as well?
It will very closely mirror with the city Dr. That's declaration.
Next ordinance regarding any violation. We talk about restriction, things that we cannot do. And will be, of course, we'll have to watch people. We have to make sure that people comply with this and do what needs to be done. And with that, if some violation may take place, and we'll address that immediately. Enforcement, we're going to talk about enforcement now. Violation can happen, and hopefully it will not. And Violation can be documented through any evidence, could be observation, direct observation, photograph, videos, customer admissions, or any other way. Everybody has a phone and the camera is handy, a lot of people can take pictures so quick, and everybody can make any violation and probably find out. First violation will be, initially will issue $250 fine, first one. And this will be delivered to a customer, mailed or mailed to him or her. Second violation will go up to $500 actually. And the third violation may lead to discontinuation of water service. So hopefully we'll not see any violation whatsoever, especially in this condition. And if we discontinue service, the service disconnected could remain so until the customer paid full all the fines, or provide written assurance that future violation will end, or provide written assurance that the future violation will not occur. And city will determine the restoration of service will not adversely affect water conservation effort for public water supply. And we have a motion that ordinance.
Make motion.
Second. All in favor? Thank you. One more item on the agenda. We're not trying to inflict pain or anything hardship on the public. Actually, it's been very easy. We have not increased, not even a single penny tax-wise on any one of the last 4 years, and we're not going to. Now we're trying to do basically is to put sense of responsibility in everybody's mind. And we're going to increase the rate of water slightly. This is symbolic. The first 2,000 gallons a month will be the same at $18 some change. Every 1,000 above that will go up from $7.8 to $10. So this gives 25% increase. So I say it's symbolic, nothing drastic, just a limitation to the public to the situation we're in, so they can do what's right.
But that will go away.
Absolutely.
The declaration.
The emergency is expired and it's put on hold and this is continued. We'll be back normally.
Now, does any of that pass along to East Casey? Any of the surcharge, is East Casey responsible for any of that?
We'll do that home. We'll do it home with this. Yes, we're not our responsibility. We'll do that tomorrow. Yes, we'll discuss that tomorrow. Right. So that's what I said. So that's symbolic, again, is to make people feel the importance of the situation and the seriousness of the situation. And motion to approve that. Second. All in favor? Thank you. Again, we are not trying to leave anybody a hard time or make life miserable for anyone. We've all been conserving for a long time. I've been conserving for a month. And I heat the water in the stove, and then instead of running the water all the way to get to the harbor, it takes a gallon or two before you get it sometime. I collect that, and I heat the water in the stove, so I can conserve as much as I can. Everybody to do recycling. You can do the same thing with the faucet fully wide open or with halfway open. You can do the same exact thing. And it doesn't take genius to conserve water. Very simple task you do every single day. You can find a way to cut down on minimizing use of water every single time you use water, actually. So we're here as one community, as one great people, great place to live, great place to be part of, and we will pull through, we'll make it just fine. That's all I have to say. Anybody has any questions?
Trustee.
Go ahead.
When does this go into effect? Do you have to have a second reading?
We're gonna have a second reading tomorrow, we're gonna do it tomorrow for
Yeah,
you.
actually, we're gonna try to do it tomorrow.
We have 24 hours notice, so if we go tomorrow, we'll have to do it at 5:30. We could do Wednesday.
We'll do it tomorrow.
Is that, can you all do Wednesday for a second reading?
The 5.
Okay, so it'll be Wednesday.
Charlie, the emergency declaration, the emergency declaration will take effect the moment he signs it.
I'm talking the ordinance.
Yeah, the ordinances have to have a second reading, but his emergency declaration's in effect right now.
So we'll do
Wednesday, we'll, second reading.
on that, and
Any violation will be,
taking care of immediately.
any other question? Any other big talk? Young lady,
How come we had a drought when we recently got 7 inches of rain?
we did not have that many. Maybe part of the county had that many, but the city had only 1 inch first time and 1.3 the second time. The city of Liberty is different. The county had a lot of rain, actually, but we did not get in the city. The lake in the city, almost the city area. So unfortunately, we were hoping 5 and 7 would have been heavy. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Mike.
Yes, sir. Does that include all these farms with automatic water?
Thank you for the question. We've been talking about that for the last few months. And we've been asking our good farmers to use other sources of water. Pond, creek, whatever they have. And we hope they will. Because that's just on their own. Takes extra time, extra effort. But hopefully they'll do the best they can to conserve and save the lake along with everybody else. We're not going to take we cannot shut the water off. Because this system has been going on for how long? How long they had that system? The system. How long they had that? That long? They had it for a long time. How, that's that long?
Dr. One of the things on the cattle watering systems, Vision Water is trying to work something out with Frankfurt on that because that program has a contract, but they're trying to work around that with that agency since we're under a declaration now. So they're trying to work around that with us.
I already had an email from that lady, Dale, her name. Already had an email. She said in emergency, they can let the fence open and take the cat into the pond and bring it back. Should not be an issue. They had an email from her.
Okay.
So they can. But with the current emergency, they can take them out of the fence, take them to a pond and bring them back. Again, the farmer's been using that system for a long time. And some don't have ponds. That's a problem at this point. So they have no other ways, no other choice, obviously. But those who do have ponds, hopefully they will use them and will help the city and the county as well. Go ahead, Don.
From different places in the county, gets water from, say, Dunwoody. That water comes from Russell County. And out on Thomas Ridge and some of these others come from different counties. So I guess, are we going to be under the same umbrella as water that's coming out of Lake Liberty?
We're asking if the county going to use other sources.
Well, I mean, we're using it now. That's what we're using.
I think he's asking the restrictions, would they extend to other water systems? I wouldn't.
I mean, if they're not a Casey County customer, I wouldn't see how that.
They're a Casey County customer, but they're not provided water from the lake.
It comes from Russell County.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that.
We get our bill from the Casey County Water District.
Right.
But it's water's provided from different sources.
Right.
We got several different sources.
They've got Dumbles getting it from Russell County, you've got Clemensville, 206 area is getting it from the Adair County and Pender County water systems. So, although that would not include, for that reason, I wouldn't think that would include them.
Should it?
Well, see, that's even Thomas Ridge up there, he comes down over 80, he comes in from Russell County.
That's where East Casey County is gonna have to step in and they'll know what area is served by those outward, supply lines. And once that's determined, then they can appropriately.
No, I don't want to use any more water than I have to. I don't. And I've got places where I've got cattle waters that I can use other. I got wells that I can hook up to, and I've got streams I can get into. But I run into the same thing when we had that ice storm back in February, whenever it was, everybody's water was frozen around here. But we was having to get water from other counties to water livestock. And so, but I guess my question is, do you think if we are getting water from Russell County District, that we're under this same umbrella as water that's coming from Casey County?
Shouldn't we?
Am I correct in saying?
It's billed from Casey. I get my bill
I
from
mean,
Casey County water.
it's Casey County job to determine that, I guess.
I understand. We have a map that shows where each.
If you're not using it for late,
So,
we have no obligation to anything different.
I have two questions, please.
Go ahead, yes.
First question is I couldn't hardly hear you on the water restrictions. It says 1,000 gallons, and then after that, it's
That would be
25%.
a billing cycle, you mean? The billing cycle.
Yeah,
Yeah, first 2,000 will stay the same, first 2,000.
okay,
And 1,000, and every 1,000 above that
yeah,
will go from 7.8 rate to $10. So
$10.
25%. The first 2,000 will stay the same, $18 and change.
okay. Now, what did you say about the washing clothes?
You also expect the additional wash it to be full load.
Okay, full load.
That's about it, yeah. Common sense stuff that really goes there.
I think it would be nice if you all had someone in the county, rather than just coming to the mayor all the time or to a board member, someone that you could ask questions, just like she has. Am I allowed to water my lawn? No. Am I allowed to fill my swimming pool? No. And get some, because there's going to be a lot of people. If it gets in the Casey County News, there's going to be a lot of people beating on people's doors. And they don't need to be beating on your all's doors. I think they need to have someone that they can go to and get on and feel good about it.
It's hard to get to everybody.
you want that job done?
I'm not bothering y'all.
I'm just kidding.
It's hard to do that. We have a radio, we have newspaper, we have people that have to be a little bit proactive. I have to promise them that. They have to be proactive. And you can always call it City Hall, or give them instruction, file, whatever.
If they got a question, they can call City Hall.
We'll do everything they need. We can't just go forward.
Or David Carmine.
You mentioned cameras a while ago, and we all know that can stir up one of the damnedest things that ever happened. And it's already happened to us out there where I live.
Yeah.
My son was filling up his swimming pool, and somebody come along and turned him in, not knowing that we had gone to the creek and got the water. So they got a hold of WLEX, come down there, and made us sing. Now, if you think that's going to be smooth going, there's going to be some dog fights. That's going to have to be settled.
We can find out, of course, from the billing cycle if they use city water or something else. It's when the bill goes way high and it's so low, so you don't expect something to happen. Right? But no, we'll be anyway.
Hopefully, everybody will be honest, not be mad at somebody and make a picture that don't even represent what's going on. Send it to you and everybody come running, going, hey, that won't work.
Any other question, any other comments?
Do you know when the new lake that was proposed is going
New Lake Rule is already garden. Tell them about the new lake. About the new lake. At garden.
To answer your question, I wish that new lake was ready today, but everything is moving as fast as the law.
there's been all different tests run, but it won't be long until the city will be taking bids to build this lake, and it will be quite a bit larger than Lake Liberty. Lake Liberty was built 50 years ago, and when we built it, we bought land that would take care of 80 acres for the city of Liberty. And at the time we built this lake, we had to draw water out of Green River. And Green River, as all of you know, would go dry. And in the summertime, we would have to get a contractor to dig up another hole just to have water for the city. So, in 1974, preparation started for the new lake. And in 1980, we turned faucet up. And what I'm so thankful for and so proud that the lake has never come dry. Now, we'll say this, it's the lowest this year number than it's ever been. But this time last year, we had 27 plus inches of rain. And this year, I don't know if we've had half that much since January. I'm not sure. But I can sympathize with each of you. And the way I understand it, no one's water will be cut off. No farmers will have to be cut off to where their cattle won't have water. And I'm hoping that July 4th, you'll experience one of the biggest floods we've ever had. In my lifetime, I can remember the largest flood ever seen was July 4th, 1948. And my parents came home to their home, which was down there on Calhoun Creek. And I was 8 years old. I had a little brother, 3, and a sister 2 years older, brother 5 years older than me. And we all had to be carried into the house. The water was 4 feet deep. So, is there any questions about the new lake?
Right.
Yes.
So, first, the current lake.
Yes,
Are there
sir.
any streams or rivers that feed the current lake,
Oh.
or is it all rain fed?
When we bought the land back in 1976, the owner told me, I was mayor at that time, and he said, this lake will have springs that have never, ever been known to go dry. And what's happening, these small showers that we've been experiencing, they're keeping those springs floating.
The new lake location, will it be fed by any springs?
You know, I don't know. Right here's the landowner, I'm sure.
Well, Moccasin Creek will be flowing into that. And actually, I think Moccasin Creek has a little bit more flow than Hickman Creek, which goes into the new lake. I've never seen Moccasin Creek dry. I've seen pools of water. But I've seen it where it wasn't running over the rivers, but I've never seen it dry.
I think this is important because I'm down on Reynolds Creek.
Yes.
And I was at church Sunday morning and, well, actually Sunday evening, and it came a downpour. And I got home and it was like the desert, 3 miles away from each other. But you have Brush Creek that was flowing. So if you have water sources like that that are feeding the new lake location, we wouldn't have to only depend on the rain.
We will have two lakes, we will have 2 lakes by then.
Yeah.
We have 2 lakes, there's plenty, 2 lakes. It's large enough. Plus, when we do the line between the river and the lake, will be done by Frankfurt, not by some, we'll not go towards by some line and some, maybe a professional one, will be a long-term line. So that will be for the future use. Any case that for maybe 100 years from now, they'll have to use that same line. It will be done professionally by expert people.
Well, of course, we have to calculate future population increase, that usage as well.
So we should be okay with this and this and that, we should be okay. But in the meanwhile, we have this to do, the harder work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Thanks. Accepted.
Mayor Padilla,
Yes,
the businesses, will they still be on their minimum, what they pay for minimum for their water bill? Will it go up to $10?
everything stays the same,
$1,000
the same.
I'm talking about the business.
It's just symbolic, just to bring
People, we need people's attention, that's all. That's we are, just going through the speed of the time, we have to do what's right, and just symbolic.
Mayor Haddad, as a citizen of Liberty, I pay a city tax every year that county residents don't. Yes, that a county resident doesn't pay. Are my city taxes used to fund the lake, the processing plant, the employees that work there?
this property tax go to the general fund.
They go into the general fund. They do not provide any services for water.
We have water account by separate itself. Water, gas, and sewer account. So the general fund for other expenses.
Okay, city taxes do not fund the water.
We have its own account, separate account. And we can give you a copy of it if you want to.
Please.
Sure. Anybody else?
Any concern, any statement, anything positive?
Can I address the council?
No, we can't see right now.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys looked at doing a water withdrawal from the Green River? And if you have, if you started the permitting process to do
From
so?
the river, I said we're going to have expert look at it, not us here. We have time to look at it. We're going to call engineers tomorrow, you won't come tomorrow. Division of Water, Energy Department, all going to be working on that. It's not just our local people there. It can be done professionally and done right. And then decide on that. So that's what we call emergency, so we can ask, we can seek the help from the state and resources and expertise. Thank you.
It's still.
Thank you.
Yes?
I don't know if anybody asked it, but like declaring a state of emergency, does that,
I can't hear you, I'm sorry. Come on.
does declaring a state of emergency at
Yes.
all expedite the process for the building of the
Of
next
course,
lake?
we can access the state and federal help at this point.
Okay, so that
That's what's
should,
for. Plus, at the same time, responsibility of common citizen to do the right thing. That's very important too. It's not just, we're not doing this to just help, no, they seek some help from the state, but just we're doing, we make sure everybody does what's need to be done. That's all, including you and everybody else. Yes, young lady.
How much water does Lake Liberty hold, and how much longer do you think the lake will hold out?
How much now we have? 3-4 months at the most now, 4 months. And with no rain, of course. We're gonna have some rain, I'm sure. I mean, this, our last couple of weeks have been much better than any other month. That's what
overall.
Even though it not get as much, but it will be much better.
Much before and much before. What should be okay, go ahead, John.
Lake Liberty holds about 500 million gallons.
That's full capacity.
At full capacity. Currently, we're probably down at around 250, or a little bit lower than that. Lake Liberty has approximately 2 square miles of drainage basin. So just to give you a little perspective on that, if you had a 1-inch runoff off of that, that's about 34 million gallons of runoff. So at this point, we'd have to have a 10 to 12-inch rain runoff. And of course, as all of you know, with the time of the year it is, with the vegetation, everything's grass, you've got to have a 4 or 5 inch rain just to get a 1-inch runoff. Now that doesn't, as Garland was talking about a moment ago, it does feed the spring system, which is holding the lake pretty well. But we need a big rain.
If you're watching weather patterns, it's basically coming in to Casey County and right around the river, it's like it splits, it goes all the way around us. And we get our hopes up and then it doesn't show.
And if you look at the questions he asked a while ago about the pumping, to pump out of the river, you're looking at about 120 foot of head from the river up to the spillway of the lake. And it takes about a 50 horsepower pump to do that efficiently. You're looking at about a 60% efficiency on the pump. And then with a 10-inch line, maximum potential you could get out of that is about 3 million gallons a day. And that's pumping 24 hours a day. But you need about, to accomplish, holding where you're at, you need that size pump and about a 10-inch line.
When you get Bradford in the case, maybe, of course, you can get in touch with him too. Now, Todd's son, you're a car wash guy. Say something.
So, could you clarify the shutdowns a little with the businesses?
No car washes. Because, you don't use recyclable system, do you? Recyclable system, you don't use.
We do not. So just to kind of give everybody a little update on the state of the car wash, we have been proactive on this. We've been working on a well for approximately 4 months. We expect in 2 to 3 weeks to be using 100% well water. We'll be completely off of the city system. But it's very expensive. We spent almost $50,000 on this project. And we're actually not a very large water user. We account for less than 1% of the daily water usage in the whole county.
We understand, I looked at how much you use in an average month, actually. We looked almost $500,000.
So are you proposing we shut down immediately?
It's not,
what's your proposal?
The emergency declaration requires that, honestly. That's required. And the public, the public, you say, why are you not doing that? Why are you not doing that? Why should I do anything? When I see a car go in the car wash and he has to take a shower in a minute or something like that, probably gets upset, gets mad,
So the only thing I would add, we have dealt with this in the city of Bardstown before, and when they get to this emergency, they limit the flow rate of all commercial customers by 30%. There's never a business shut down. They prohibit serving water at restaurants, that all must be bottled, but they're not only targeting car washes, there are restrictions.
Todd is good man.
But what other businesses are you imposing restrictions on besides the car washes?
You're doing overall, obviously, you'll be up running in a couple of weeks, you said, right? In 2 weeks, it should be functioning, right? In a couple of weeks.
So can we get a 2-week extension
Let me
on
look into
that?
it. I won't give you an answer yet. Okay. But I know it's a tough, we don't want to shut anybody's business.
We just have to give our members some notice.
I understand.
We don't want a hard stop.
I understand. I'll let you know.
I thought you said you could use car washes, you just couldn't wash them at home.
No.
Neither
Car
one.
wash, and
Neither
one
one,
does not
okay.
use recyclable system. The recyclable system is only cut down by almost 50%, right? 50% recyclable system.
About 30%, which our business is down 35% right now, so we are already conserving that amount of water.
I understand. So we'll let you know. We'll let you know.
I'm glad you guys doing
well, and being proactive on that, and being prepared for, for down the road. So we'll let you know on that. How about, what's his name, Brad?
I've not talked to him.
But in Dakota's defense, I kind of see what he's talking about because he feels like he's kind of targeted because, like, I would say you take a fountain drink machine in 5-star, and it probably uses more water than his car wash.
We're not punishing 5-star in any way.
Well,
They can
well,
use as much water as they want.
I'm
Right.
talking about all fountain, I mean, you could suspend all fountain drinks and make everything be bought by cans or bottles. And that would conserve a ton of water. But, because I see what Dakota's,
I understand this situation, but it's we're trying to be fair to everybody. But in general, people want to drink, want to eat, but the car can wait.
Well, that was something, I think, what Dakota said there about the fountains and what you were talking about. One of the things that they were talking about at one of the meetings was like at restaurants, instead of serving fountain drinks or whatever, cans or bottles, and I think there was a couple of products that they mentioned that actually didn't need water added to them. I'm not sure exactly what products they were talking about, but just like he says, there's common sense things we can all do to help out, and we've all got to work together because sooner or later, if Lord don't bless us with rain, we're going to be hurt.
Which in all actuality, Hardee's is already doing it. Well, I don't know if that's the reason they're doing it, but you get a canned drink when you come through there right now. They've been doing that for about 2 weeks now, probably.
That's
me. Due to the last boil water advisory, we have a filter system in place, and for me to serve drinks safely, I need to change out my filters. They should be here in the next day or two, so we're going to be going on fountain after that. So that's the only reason we've been doing it. Because our gross profit, we usually try to run about 70%. With me running cans right now, I'm running 52%, which is hurting our gross profit of our
What do you do? What do you work at?
Hardee's. I'm the general manager at the store.
Well, Hardee's?
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your question? What's your question?
I did have a question. I was just trying to clarify the can situation that we were doing and while we were doing it.
We kept doing it for a little while longer.
Yeah, I am okay with it. Just if it helps conserve the water, just you all would have to probably communicate more with my owner, and I can get you all his number if you need it.
When there are natural disasters, the government, FEMA, they'll often kick in and bring truckloads of bottled water. Is that something that we could ask Franklin for?
Absolutely, that's also we talk about.
If they could distribute, I know a lot of people, especially if they live in certain areas, they'll turn their faucet on. Some people drink water right out of their kitchen sink, but they want to leave it running for 30 seconds to get any crud out of there before they put their glass underneath it. So I think giving out some bottled water would help reduce a lot of water usage.
So you're Ryan, I forgot who you are. You're Ryan, aren't you? You're Ryan.
Okay.
The same guy we met 2 days ago now.
He's not lying. And you will get a glass of credit. You're out there.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
We've been contacted by 5-Star and a couple other groups over in Somerset to provide us bottled water. They're going to probably, through the end of this week, we're going to bring a pallet in here to sit it down, and we'll probably take a pallet down to East County Water. Set it down there, and they're setting up a collection point for water in the system itself for us in Somerset. So there'll be a drop-off place, you can drop off bottled water. You can do so at Don Franklin. So we're listening.
Hang them up there. If you want to address them, let them address what they've got working with OEM.
What's your question?
McKay's been working with OEM. I'm not sure Brian's not here, but McKay can probably tell you what they, with OEM, with this declaration, when we're talking about bringing in water, he can tell you what they're actually kind of working on right now.
So with the state of emergency being declared, it opens a lot of avenues for the state for assistance. Actually, the regional director was here with us, and so they had to leave. One of the things that we'll do is we'll start staging water in place when the water system starts getting lower. We have plans in place to stage water and stuff, set a distribution point up that you can come collect water for those that are being affected by it. Also doing this, we can start working with resources, National Guard, stuff like that, Division of Water, to look at other avenues of water sources. So potentially pumping river water or something, if that's been the declaration from the city and the county, so is what allows us to do that.
Thank you, okay, thank you, Bishop, thank you. Yes, yes, sir.
Is there any plans to replace the water pipes since there's like been so many boil water advisories?
Do what again?
Is there any plans to replace the old water pipes since there's been like so many boil water
Okay,
advisories?
when they have to be replaced, we'll replace them, of course. That's every time we have leak, and that's what we're
All right, I guess, any other question?
Anything positive, anything?
Conclusion, we're in an emergency situation. We have to do what we have to do.
And we will
Pull through it.
we'll make it. And
We will seek all assistance available.
we'll see, stay with
We will be working with the county very closely.
the